In this video, I'll share with you some of my highlights and fun activities in Seoul, South Korea. There are a lot of steps here, so if you have any walking problems, you might want to do the cable car, but plan on a wait, of course. And I think it's about 14,000 won for a return trip. This is not an easy walk up. I've already shed 2 layers, even though it's kind of been cold here in Seoul, but today of course it's a bit warmer, and coming from Malaysia and the heat into the cold, I just completely misjudged the weather. The view does get nicer and nicer as you keep going up. It's pretty amazing. This is starting to remind me of Vietnam, where everything worth seeing is at least 500 steps up. There are lookout points as you go up. I'm gonna wait for the next one. That is stunning. The cherry blossoms mostly blew away in a storm before I arrived in Seoul, but I saw a few. Looks like the end is in sight. Made it to the top. When a cable car gets off in front of you, there's quite a traffic jam. It is Sunday, and it's beautiful, so there's a lot of people out. Just so you get an idea of a typical, well, I don't know if it's typical, but a busy, beautiful Sunday spring afternoon in Seoul. Everyone is out here. My take is that to get here, if you come with the subway, you have about a 20-minute walk to get to the base of the park, where you start the further 20 or 25-minute walk up here. I think there is a bus that might bring you closer, and there's also the cable car, which will of course save you the walking, but you may lose out on the time by waiting for the cable car, because it seems quite popular, especially for people with kids. It is beautiful up here, and you'll probably want to spend some time just sitting and enjoying, especially if the weather is beautiful like this. Oh, exciting. Finally doing a meat barbecue, and I have, oh, you can't see them. Hold on one second. I'm with friends. I'm with friends because you can't eat this meal alone. You get like rejected from the restaurant if you try. So,
your cable card.
Friends. Thank you for dining with me.
Well, we wanted to, so.
Yeah.
Woo.
Also these two, which is my favorite.
Go for it. Look, I even have a built-in cook. This is awesome. What is that?
It's a
Fungus.
A
king
giant
mushroom.
fungus?
Is it like a king mushroom? King oyster mushroom.
Yeah.
And now this is pork belly, pork neck,
Pork. I think that's pork.
or maybe it's the
Pork sirloin.
Sirloin, okay.
The big cuts might be the sirloin.
I thought this is different because at home the barbecue is like you just cook it. You want me to put it on, or you want to do it?
No, you get a good.
Here. That's
Pancake.
yeah. So we've all been rejected from. Well, so I was rejected and you were thrown out.
No, not thrown out. No, not quite.
Well,
But
he lifted up the menu and left.
Yeah.
So you were seated,
yes, we were
and then
seated.
he took the menu away.
And when we
That's
were- yeah.
pseudo thrown out.
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, I would classify that as thrown out.
Yeah.
Asked to leave.
Yeah. So I'm glad we finally can have some dinner
Yes.
and not starve.
Well, Matt didn't have lunch, so must be
This is rice wine. Rice wine?
soju. Yeah.
Soju.
Like soju.
Never heard of it. Kind of like it. But we can't pour it for ourselves.
You know what? Let's chop it and then cook it. It'll cook faster.
Look, Ma, I can cook. Does grilling count as a cooking?
Of course it does.
Okay. This is amazing. Oh, that was better on that side. I'm only like, oh my God, that looks yummy. Wow. Can't wait to eat it.
Well, we can check it out and see
I
what
want some.
kind of dessert.
Give it to me. Feed me. Can you hear me? It seems like he can't hear me because he's not feeding me.
Knock on the glass.
Oh, that's that oil?
Wow.
It's hot. It's hot. It's cooking in it.
What?
Oh, he's covering it. Okay, let's see what it turns out to.
Can we do it? All right, I'm doing my Korean fortune in Western and Asian culture, starting with Western. Western fortune, and let's go over and get my Eastern fortune.
69,
Okay,
huh?
go. I am. Rooster, I'm Rooster. All right. Oh, I can't get it in. All right, I did it. Okay, Western and Eastern. The thing is, I can't read it without my glasses, so I can't open it. Oh my God. How do you open these? Do I have to like sit on them? Like an egg? I hope I don't hurt my hand. Okay, there's one. Oh my God. All right, here comes next. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. I've got my two fortunes. I don't know what they say. Do you think they'll be in English? Because if they're in Korean, then I'm full of fortune of... Oh, it's totally in Korean. So it looks like a menu.
Is
So
that
I
the
think-
Western one or the Korean one?
I think my future fortune is that I need to eat some food and enjoy it. Yep, they're both in Korean, so I'm gonna have to use Google Translate and tell you what's on the menu because I got no idea. I'm on my way to the Bukchon Hanok village, if I'm saying that correctly, probably not. And one of the things that's starting to grow on me here is these beautiful side streets that I wouldn't expect. I'm just walking along and I'll show you this. So it just seems like a quaint... I noticed a bunch of coffee shops on the way over here, so I'm gonna try one after I go to the village. But I have to say, I've been disappointed with the coffee so far in Korea, South Korea. So, and I met some Aussies, some people from Australia at a coffee shop yesterday who also said they were disappointed with the coffee here. Malaysia's coffee would happen to be really good. I'm really enjoying these these unexpected little alleys. This is a restaurant. All these people renting the traditional dresses here are giving me envy. I may have to do that one of my days here. Really beautiful streets. This is definitely attracting a lot of tourists. You can see why so many people are drawn here. if I understand correctly, this area is about 600 years old. It used to be where the Joseon government officials used to live. So beautiful, well, long history and beautiful village. There's a blend of souvenir shops and beautiful artwork as you go through, and some more high-end souvenirs if that's your thing. What I especially like about this area is so much of Seoul seems like a large city. Coming from New York, I'm always intrigued to see other things, so I feel much more like I'm in a village. And okay, right where I'm standing, so I've been watching this, like, I guess K-drama. I don't know if it's K-drama, it's like Korean drama to me, but it's like a sort of romantic comedy drama kind of TV show. And I think I'm standing at the location of one of the scenes that I saw in like episode 3 of this thing. I think it's called like Love to Hate You or something like that. So I'm kind of chuckling. Wow, this is gorgeous. Noisy, but what a beautiful street. So far, this is my favorite activity that I've done in Seoul. This is absolutely beautiful. And you can have your tea here. So there's also a tea house and museum. It was 6,000 won to get in, which is roughly $4 or $5. If you come here, bear in mind that I think people actually live in these buildings presently, so it must be a bit irritating for them to have lots of loud noise and tourists. There were some ladies in yellow jackets telling us to be mindful of noise. And I did see someone come out of her home and throw away some garbage. So I'm going to enjoy my tea outside in this gorgeous weather with this great view. I finished my tea and now I am enjoying a walk in the garden, which is absolutely lovely. I thought there would be some fish in here. Guess not. For the price of a cup of tea or coffee, you get said cup of tea or coffee and a lovely walk around the garden. So definitely think this is a worthwhile activity to do if you make it over to the village here. I'll be honest, I thought this was going to be a very quick visit, maybe 20-30 minutes walk around. I think I've been here an hour. It's just so peaceful and wonderful. Could easily spend a morning or an afternoon here. I'm starting to have more of a settled in experience. I'd say the first week here in Seoul has been, well, quite difficult. I think there's always I call it the first week is like my adaptation week wherever I go, especially if it's another country. I got to get used to new currency, new rates of the currency. So it's how it looks and feels, but also how much it is, how much things cost, language. And here in Seoul, also coming from Malaysia, it was really hot and then it was raining and quite cold here. And there's also almost no eye contact. So that was very jarring, especially as a solo traveler. There are moments here that made me feel very alone, which I don't often experience. And I got frustrated the other day because I just want some coffee. And I mentioned before that the coffee here has not been as good as it has been in other places, but I couldn't find a darn place to have coffee. Not everyone speaks English, and I don't speak Korean well, and I was just having a bit of a mental meltdown. And I just felt like everything's a struggle and my day's a push to get going. And today I'm just starting to relax and accept my surroundings. I found this beautiful place. I actually went and found a travel clinic to get my second Hep B shot. So I feel like I'm starting to find my way around, understand how to use the apps here, and get some of the culture and how people are going to respond to me if I do this behavior or that behavior. So starting to feel a bit settled in. Yay. with everyone renting their regal costumes. It's sort of like you're walking in between time zones or time eras. I'm now at one of the main palaces, Gyeongbokgung. I don't know how to pronounce it, like everything else, but made it in. So the sun is setting. It is 5 in the afternoon, so I'm hoping it will be a little less crowded. And the sunlight is beautiful right now. Another great part about this palace is it only costs 3,000 won to get in, which is something like $2. Also, fun are the men that wear the skirts. This is another great find and a great activity just to walk around and experience it's another kind of village feel and absolutely delightful to walk around. So it's all about capturing the perfect picture. It's really fun to watch. This has been just one of those perfect days. I keep thinking I've seen everything, and then I discover another beautiful spot here. Bye, palace. And this is where you see old meets new as the castle collides with the downtown bustling area of Seoul.
Gyeongbokgung Palace is open until 6 o'clock. Please be prepared to leave the palace by 6 o'clock.
I think it's time to go. And all the princesses and queens and kings and princes have to leave as well. Another neat experience is the other day I was here on a free walking tour and we came in through the front gate, which I guess is there behind me. But today I entered via the National Folk Museum, which I didn't even understand. I was in the same place as this. So it was a really neat experience going from the kind of small village feel out into the more big city. So obviously it would be equally cool to go from big city into village, but I really enjoyed that other entrance very much. And this was a great activity. Highly recommend it. You could probably spend at least an hour here, maybe longer. And if you have those costumes, you'll probably be here all day taking great pictures.